Hi folks, so Kamala Harris's attitude over the Afghanistan memorial backfired while Trump Hispanic voters surges. What BS is next from the left? And before we go into it, for the haters, my hair is long. Yes, my hair is long. It's going to stay long. I might trim it. It's going to stay long until it gets hot again. Winter is coming. For people who know that reference, winter is coming. Fall is coming. The best time is coming. And why would I cut the hair now? So, let's go right into it. I am Peter Boykin. This is hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. I am a political commentator. American political commentator. That's important. A citizen journalist, an activist, and a constitutionalist for liberty. So Trump's support among Hispanic voters surges as Kamala Harris faces backlash over the Afghanistan memorial. Welcome to hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin, where we dive into the critical issues shaping our constitutional republic. Today we bring you a significant updates that reveal the shifting political landscape, international developments, and the ongoing battle for leadership in America. And believe me, we need some real good leadership right now. Trump's support among Hispanic voters surges. A recent poll indicates a major shift in the political preference of Hispanic voters, a demographic often pivotal in determining election outcomes. According to the poll, 48% of Hispanic voters now support Donald Trump compared to 36% during his 2020 campaign. That's even with talking about building the wall and protecting our border. Because, a lot of the Hispanics who came in here legally left Mexico, because of the crime. They didn't want to have to deal with that. And they sure as hell don't want it coming in now. This 12-point increase underscores a growing discontent with the current administration's policies and a renewed trust in Trump's vision for America. For many Hispanic voters, key issues such as the economy, immigration, and election resonate strongly with Trump's platform. Been telling you, true Hispanics have more of a right-wing platform mindset than the Democrats. It won't take long. We need to work with these people who are here legally, and they can be Republican voters. This surge in support highlights a broader trend of minority groups aligning with Trump's message of economic opportunity, law and order, and border security. As we approach the upcoming election season, this shift could play a critical, and it will, role in shaping the outcome, especially in battleground states where Hispanic voters are a significant portion of the electorate. We have a decent amount of Hispanic voters in North Carolina, legal or unlegal. We do have to make sure that the right people, the right real Americans, legal Americans, are only voting, though, in the election. Kamala Harris faces criticism over Afghanistan memorial. There was a lot of little controversy over that. In stark contrast to Trump's rising support, Vice President Kamala Harris is facing severe backlash from Gold Star families following her recent comments about Trump's attendance at a memorial for the 13 American servicemen killed during the chaotic Afghanistan withdrawal. My first question is, where the hell were you? Where were you and Biden? Oh, I know why, because you were the cause of it. Harris accused Trump of using the memorial for political gain, calling it a, quote, political stunt. This accusation has sparked outrage, particularly among the families of the fallen soldiers who felt deeply disrespected by Harris's remarks. If you thought it was a political stunt, then why didn't y'all show up? Mark Schmitz, the father of Lance Corporal Jared M. Schmitz, voiced his anger by stating, quote, "Here we are on a beautiful holiday weekend day. I gotta stop what I'm doing, spending time with what's left of my family, to address a heinous, vile, and disgusting post put out by Kamala Harris trying to incite those that don't follow the truth." This sentiment is echoed by many families who see Harris's comments as not only inappropriate, but also a gross disregard for their grief and sacrifice. Maybe she should have just kept her mouth shut. The families also pointed out that while Trump attended the memorial to honor the fallen, neither Harris nor President Biden was present, despite being invited by the families themselves. Herman Lopez, father of Corporal Hunter Lopez, lamented, quote, "It's been 3 years since my son was killed in action, and myself and my family have not seen any support from you or your administration." Pretty sad. It's called look the other way. Deny it happened. I remember Biden looking at his watch at memorials, like, oh, well, you got someplace to go? You want to take a nap? The controversy highlights the growing disconnect with Harris's leadership, particularly in matters involving military families and national security. Meanwhile, illegal immigration drops in Italy. Shifting focus to international affairs, Italy has reported a 64% decrease in illegal immigration. Maybe the illegal immigrants don't like pasta. Over the past year, then this significant reduction is attributed to the Italian government's stringent immigration policies and heightened border enforcement. Boy, oh boy, I wonder how that would work in America. Italy's firm stance on protecting its border is a clear indication of its commitment to national sovereignty and security, setting an example for other nations grappling with similar issues. America, the decline in illegal immigration is a direct result of policies that prioritize the rule of law and the safety of its citizens. It also reflects a broader European trend of tightening immigration controls in response to the challenges posed by mass migration. For Italy, this success story reinforces the importance of strong, enforceable immigration policies, a topic that remains highly relevant in the ongoing debate over U.S. border security. If people had just listened to Donald Trump. But this has been going on for a long time, folks. Meanwhile, Philadelphia Eagles address counterfeit Kamala Harris ads. Back in the United States, the Philadelphia Eagles are taking swift action against counterfeit advertisements, falsely claiming the team endorsed Kamala Harris for president. These misleading ads are discovered on city bus stops, on steps, prompting the Eagles organization to clarify they do not endorse any political candidate. This incident underscores the growing issue of misinformation in political campaigns and the importance of verifying the authenticity of political endorsements. It's strange that the campaign, the left, who claimed that's fake news and AI and Donald Trump's lying and fake information and misinformation by Facebook, etc., are doing it. False ads, fake people on TikTok, fake people out there, paid, ads, putting out false lies that's proven easily for the stupidity of uneducated voters. And I wish more people would listen to me. Honestly, Go Right News, please share this. So the Eagles' response serves as a reminder for the need for vigilance in the face of false information, especially as we head into our critical election season. Misinformation can easily sway public opinion, and it's essential that organizations and individuals alike remain informed and critical of the sources they rely on for political news, which is why I try to give you the most accurate information, and sometimes I give you information late, because it's not about me putting it out first. I don't need to be the first. You might have heard it before. But if you hear from me, I'm trying to give you the most information from various sources, and I will tell you where my opinion is included, but I don't try to BS you around. Meanwhile, Elon Musk battles Brazil over free speech. We just heard the other day about what they did to the CEO of Telegram, and now everybody's trying to mess with Elon. with Kamala Harris saying that he's lost his privilege. And basically, Kamala Harris is saying, the government says, you're going to have to publish whatever BS we tell you or we're going to arrest you. Because, the government. Honestly, folks, when it comes to the free speech, the First Amendment, it absolutely means the government stays the hell out of our speech. And working with places like Facebook, etc., bullying people like Elon Musk, talking about how they want to stop people and stop the spread of information, misinformation, blah, 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 is honestly breaking the Constitution, the First Amendment. And if the left will break the First Amendment of many, that means they have disregard for the rest of the amendments, because the second one is next. Now, turning to tech and global affairs, Elon Musk finds himself in a heated battle with the Brazilian government over free speech on his social media platform X, formerly Twitter. Brazil's far-left Supreme Court Justice, André de Moraes, ordered Musk to censor certain posts on X, a demand Musk refused, citing Brazil's constitutional protections for political speech. And I'm going to have to tell you, I think when it's on the internet, when it's on the digital plane, anything that people see does not actually exist in a state. It doesn't. You might be watching it in North Carolina. You might be watching it in Brazil. You might be watching it in certain states. But once it gets on your paper, it is on the internet, which is not a part of any country. It's the internet. Now, if you want to block people from having the internet and become communist China or North Korea, where you block people from being able to see so, well, go ahead, governments, do that. Block us. 1984 is to death. People will wise up and they will revolt. They tried to censor on X, and Musk said no. He refused. He cited Brazil's constitutional protections for political speech. And in retaliation, the Brazilian government has banned the platform. And Musk has publicly accused the Brazilian government of authoritarianism. And they are. Labeling Justice Morales as a, quote, tyrant, and describing President Lula as his, quote, lapdog. This situation escalated when the Brazilian government not only banned X, but also froze the accounts of Musk's satellite internet companies, Starlink. Now, Starlink, which provides essential internet service to remote areas, and including schools and hospitals, has become collateral damage in the conflict over digital free speech. Again, governments would rather screw over their own citizens and keep you from free speech, turn off the internet in areas and schools and hospitals that are depending on it, all for this totalitarianism to basically filter what you can hear and what you can see and to control you. And government isn't supposed to control you. Government is supposed to serve you. They're not supposed to control you. Now, Musk responded pledging to continue providing internet service to Brazilian users for free until the matter is resolved. Now, this clash between Musk and Brazil's government highlights the broader global struggle for free speech in the digital age. As governments increasingly attempt to control online discourse, that's the reason why I'm not really happy about them wanting to ban TikTok, but sometimes I feel like they should. The importance of defending the right to free expression becomes ever more critical. Musk's stand against censorship serves as a powerful statement in support of free speech, a principle that is foundational to our constitutional republic and a foundation of all peace across the world. Meanwhile, the Israeli military grim discovery. In a deeply disturbing development, Israeli military recently discovered the bodies of 6 hostages, including one American, who were executed by Hamas terrorists. The bodies were found in an underground tunnel in Gaza. Adding to the horror, Hamas recorded videos of the hostages' last messages before their execution, posting a teaser clip online. Now, out of respect for the deceased and their families, the video will not be linked. This discovery is a stark reminder of the brutal reality of terrorism and the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. The actions of Hamas, which include not only the murder of innocents, but also the exploitation of deaths for propaganda, are a chilling example of the challenges that Israel and the broader international community face in combating terrorism. Just a note, though, it is not anti-Semitic to state that some of the methods used by the Israeli government are not the best methods, especially with their conflict with Palestine. And yes, I'm not too much for Palestine neither, but I would like to see peace. Donald Trump was able to put peace in the Middle East. But we've seen under Kamala Harris and Biden, under bad leadership of America, which is a shining example of the world, that we get nothing but death and destruction and no peace. Meanwhile, Ukraine's resilience in the face of missile attacks. In Eastern Europe, Ukraine's air defense system successfully intercepted 20 missiles over Kiev. However, falling debris from the intercepted missiles caused injuries to at least 2 people and sparked fires, damaging homes and infrastructure. Despite these attacks, Ukraine continues to demonstrate resilience in the face of ongoing aggression, showcasing the country's determination to defend its sovereignty and protect its citizens. The situation in Ukraine remains tense, with the threat of further attacks looming, and the international community continues to watch closely as the conflict has broader implications for global stability and the balance of power in the region. Again, folks, we'd like to have peace. I think Trump could bring peace. Until then, only war and destruction, right? Meanwhile, the right rises in Germany. In Europe, the right populist anti-mass migration alternative for Germany, AfD party, has seen a significant rise in support, winning state elections in Hungary, was that on the Thundercats? And nearly tying the establishment party in Saxony. The AfD's success is particularly notable among the youth and working class voters. I don't think this is the same AfD that Nick Fuentes runs. Signaling a shift in the political landscape in Germany. Now, this rise of the right in Germany reflects broader trends across Europe, where populist movements are gaining traction to response concerns over immigration, economic inequality, and cultural identity. The AfD's success in these elections could have far-fetching implications for Germany's political future, especially as the country grapples with challenges related to immigration and integration. As long as they don't turn into the Nazi party, I can understand trying to make sure that illegal immigration or immigration that will change the country doesn't happen. So I can understand that. Now, meanwhile, illegal immigrants denied Second Amendment rights. I've been kind of saying this too. In a significant legal ruling, a federal appeals court in New Orleans, of all places, has determined that illegal immigrants do not have the right to bear arms under the Second Amendment. This ruling underscores the ongoing debate over gun rights and immigration, highlighting the complexities of applying constitutional protections to non-citizens. I don't see. If you're here legally on a visa, you have some means that you're actually supposed to be here in illegal ways, then yes, we would extend our constitutional protections to you. But if you're here illegally, you have no rights and privileges. Why can't states figure that one out? Why are we issuing illegal citizens IDs? Why are we letting illegal citizens own guns? Why are we letting illegal citizens buy and work in jobs? Why are we letting illegal citizens vote? It makes no sense. The court's decision reaffirms the principle that the Second Amendment's protections are reserved for the citizens and legal residents, and it may set a precedent for future cases resolving the rights of illegal immigrants. Its ruling could also influence the broader discussion on immigration reform and the rights of individuals within the United States. I could see this case going to the Supreme Court soon. Meanwhile, Democrat governor admits to lying about military honors, and it's not Waltz this time. In a shocking admission, Rising Star Democrat Governor Wes Moore confessed that he lied about receiving the Bronze Star Medal, a prestigious military honor. Moore, who has been touted as the, quote, next Obama, oh God, has faced significant backlash for this deception, which has caused into question his credibility and integrity as a leader. Yeah, he's a Democrat, yep. The revision is particularly damaging for Moore, as it undermines the trust that voters place in the elected officials. It also raises broader questions about the standards of honesty and transparency in public office, especially among those who are being groomed for higher positions within the Democratic Party. Well, why don't they kick him out? The last time a Republican had somebody who was this bad, they kicked him out. Gotta kick him out. Meanwhile, Tim Walz's brother publicly denounces his politics. Kamala Harris's running mate, Tim Walz, is facing unexpected criticism from a close family member, his older brother, Jeff Walz. Jeff, who has been outspoken on social media, recently expressed his deep opposition to Tim's political views, calling into question Tim's character and suitability for leadership. The revelation. Conservative journalist Laura Loomer uncovered Jeff Walz's personal Facebook page where he had posted a strong reaction to Donald Trump's indictment in New York, stating that, quote, we've just become a third world banana republic. The post, dated March 30th, 2023, shed light on Jeff's disapproval of the current political climate, and by extension, his brother's role in it. Jeff's political stance. Jeff Walz, a registered Republican, is known for his support for Trump, having donated to the 2016 campaign. His criticism of Tim is not just casual disapproval, but rooted in a firm ideological stance. On Facebook, Jim declared himself 100% opposed to Tim's ideology, emphasizing the rift between the brothers. Family strain. The fallout between Jeff and Tim Walz has been long-standing, with the two reportedly not speaking for 8 years, and probably for a lot longer. Reminds me of Biden's brother. Not Biden's brother. Obama's brother. So they haven't talked for 8 years. This establishing as a personal dimension to Jeff's public denouncement. Jeff also voiced frustration over the lack of communication from Tim regarding his political career, stating, quote, my family wasn't given any notice that he was selected. So, I mean, without any notice, then you know you're going to be hit by the media and stuff and not giving your own family a heads up. Media coverage. Despite the significance of a close family member as posing a prominent political figure, mainstream media outlets like CNN have largely ignored the story. The contrast with the media's eagerness to cover the even distant relatives of Donald Trump, like was it Sue Trump or whatever, when they speak out against him. Now, Jeff's candid remarks raise questions about the media's selective coverage and the deep personal ideological divisions within families involved in politics. Meanwhile, Steve Bannon seeks early release. Former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon has requested a federal judge to grant him early release from prison so he can continue appealing his conviction for contempt of Congress. Bannon's legal battles have been closely watched as part of the larger political drama surrounding the investigations in the Trump administration. Remember, Steve Bannon is in jail for not wanting to testify over a BS trial that the Democrats put together in a kangaroo court. where everybody else basically plead the fifth. I guess if he would have showed up and said, I plead the fifth, then I guess he wouldn't. But why should he have to end gone to begin with? Ben's request highlights the ongoing legal and political struggles faced by many figures associated with the Trump administration. As these legal battles continue, they serve as a reminder of the deeply polarized nature of American politics and the challenges of navigating the legal system in such a charged up environment. And one last story. The 49ers rookie shot in San Francisco. In a tragic incident, 49ers rookie receiver Ricky Personal, who was shot in the chest during an attempted robbery in San Francisco. Personal, who, I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong, is currently in serious but stable condition, and the suspect, a 17-year-old known gang member, has been arrested. Reports indicate that the shooter was out on bail for a previous gun crime at the time of a shooting. I'm sure the left will say, oh, this is why we don't need to have guns, Now, this incident sheds light on the ongoing issue of violent crime in American citizens and the challenges of addressing gang violence and reactivism. It also raises questions about the effectiveness of the current criminal justice system in preventing repeat offenses and protecting the public from violent criminals. And I think I remember, wasn't Kamala Harris in the legal system there in California, if I'm not doubting? I can't remember. Now, Labor Day, one last one. This is basically a hashtag Go Right recap. Recapping it all. Labor Day barbecues are more expensive than ever thanks to the failed economic policies of Kamala Harris. Beef was up 26%, hot dogs were up 25%, chicken was up 23%, biscuits were up 28%, beer was up 16%, lettuce was up 21%, and condiments were up 24%. But they want you to eat crickets. Yeah. As you can see, the political landscape is rapidly evolving, both here at home and abroad, from the increasing support for Donald Trump among Hispanic voters to the backlash against Kamala Harris. It's clear that the American people are paying close attention to the actions of their leaders in our constitutional republic. It is crucial and critical that we hold our elected officials accountable and ensure that our voices are heard. Thank you for tuning in to hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. Stay informed, stay engaged, and remember, it's up to us to protect the values that make our nation strong. Check us out on Rumble at Go Right News, YouTube, Go Right News with Peter Boykin, on TikTok if they don't take it down, on Instagram if it goes up, on Facebook as long as Zuck isn't messing with me, and anywhere else I can get this out. God bless. Please share this. God bless everybody. Peace.